Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and those splashy whales are at it again. Look at this headline, 212 million XRP sent from a South Korean crypto exchange to mysterious wallet in less than a month. Now, we have part of the answer as to what's going on here, but not all of it, and I'll break down the details for you there. I've also got another story here titled Global Finance Company Processing Trillions in Payments Per Year, Testing Ripple's Remittance Network. Oh, yes. So plenty to talk about here. But before we get to going any further and talk about these beautiful, majestic seafaring creatures, oh yes, the whales, go ahead and delicately tap that like button. And if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, where all of your wildest dreams will come true. All right, let's go ahead and jump in now. Cryptocurrency traders are tracking a series of XRP transfers from the South Korean exchange Bithumb. The popular whale watcher Whale Alert has identified 6 transfers in the last month, moving a total of 212 million XRP, worth $49.5 million, from a wallet owned by the exchange to an unknown wallet. So at least we know where it originates, right? The latest alert tracks 45 million XRP worth $10.7 million sent in a single transfer. And there's the whale alert on the screen, the most recent one there. Now, data from the XRP Explorer Bithumb indicates the wallet receiving the funds was activated by the exchange on behalf of one of its users. It does not appear to be a hot or cold storage wallet owned by the exchange itself. Now, as far as where all this XRP is heading, Whale Alert says the unknown wallet receiving the XRP is redistributing funds to other cryptocurrency exchanges. And here's a quote: "The receiving account, TO2, in this XRP transaction forwards to an account that is either selling or redistributing to various exchanges," which is fascinating right there. So there's a reshuffling of the XRP, and if the ecosystem were more developed, I think that perhaps it has something to do with redistributing XRP as necessary to facilitate XRP on-demand liquidity. Because most of the corridors, at least as far as XRP, on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP is concerned today, it's mostly heading in one direction. For instance, from the United States to Mexico, from the United States to the Philippines, and not so much the other way around. As a result, you can imagine that's a lot of XRP heading in one direction, so there's definitely going to be a need for reshuffling here, but I'm not proposing that's actually what's happening here. Again, if the ecosystem were a little further developed, who knows the ways in which exchanges would work as liquidity providers. You got to get the XRP from somewhere, right? Anyway, and then they write, here's a look of all the XRP that has left Bithumb to the wallet in question since December 30th, and then they've got the transactions cited here. I don't need to read through them, but there's 5 of them listed there. Then they write, so far Bithumb has not commented on the large XRP transfers. Aside from these 6 transfers, XRP whales have been quiet in early 2020. Well, it's because they're hibernating. Whales are well known for their hibernating abilities, so I suspect that's what's actually going on right here. The only other large transfers involving the 3rd largest crypto asset are from Ripple, which owns more than half of the total supply of XRP and sells portions of its holdings every month. All right, on to the next piece now. Global Finance Company processing trillions in payments per year, testing Ripple's remittance network. Oh yes, please tell me more. Bottom Line Technologies, a US-based payment processing and consulting company, is testing Ripple's remittance network. According to the company's solutions architect, Laurent Laborde, Bottom Line is updating its software as a service model to utilize new disruptive technologies, including those built by the San Francisco startup Ripple. Ripple offers a payment messaging system that's built to be a faster alternative to SWIFT. It also gives its customers the ability to use the cryptocurrency XRP to move money across borders. Laborde has not specified which Ripple solution the company is implementing. Yeah, but it's fun to speculate. Look, if you're talking about the way in which money moves around the world today, it's just the question is, do you want it to be less expensive, and would you like it to be more efficient, more timely? If the answer is yes, humans have devised just one solution to make this happen. If we're talking about cross-border payments, transferring from one fiat currency to another, there's only one way to do it. So even if they're not utilizing XRP yet, because there are only 6 pools of liquidity operating with Ripple that have been announced, at least 6. When I say liquidity pools, I'm talking about cryptocurrency exchanges which operate as the pools of liquidity necessary to make these transactions possible, because they can only occur if there are people actually offering to sell their XRP on the exchanges, meaning liquidity. So given that there's only 6, okay, maybe not, but I think people that are working with Ripple at this stage in the game, they understand that ultimately, if they want to be competitive in terms of remittances, moving money around the planet, if you're talking about interoperability, you're talking about XRP here, because it's the only thing that can do it right now. And the end game has to be that in terms of settlement specifically. So even if they're not utilizing XRP today, okay, fine, but it's going to happen, right? Don't you? Just generally speaking, for these businesses that are competing in this space. Anyway, bottom line says thousands of companies use its services to streamline their payment processes. It operates in 92 countries and processes trillions of dollars in payments per year. The company recently reported total revenue of $108.2 million for the first quarter, ending September 30th, 2019, with a gross profit of $61.6 million. So we'll just keep it watching. But hey, real world adoption taking place. I love reporting on this stuff on a daily basis here. All right, next, here's a tweet that just kind of made me laugh, so I just decided I'm going to share it with you. And this comes from DIY Investing, who is a trader. He has a channel on YouTube. He'll talk about XRP from time to time. It's not a YouTube or not a XRP channel per se. He just does make videos, but he's very pro XRP. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, specifically from a trading perspective. But I highlight him somewhat frequently on the channel when I make videos having to do with price action and this or that, because I like to get all sorts of perspectives from different traders out there and chart analysts. But anyway, here's what he wrote. This is unrelated to price action, but I liked it, and so I thought I'd share it with him. He wrote, "Crypto maximalists are like those weird kids in middle school that used to bite people when somebody disagreed with them." And I thought it was good, so I just thought I'd share it with you. Yeah, they're trolls, and they're kind of weird. They're kind of weird. I don't know. I'm sorry. I could never be a maximalist of any coin, because to think that there's one technology that has actual price and value, and that's what everybody the world over will want and should want. To think that, it's just like how I don't even know what words to use, Frank. Like, to what degree do you have to be supremely biased to believe something as nonsensical as that? Because it's just a cold hard fact that different people are going to want different things, and there are different cryptocurrencies with different technological capabilities, and you can't just shoehorn everybody in one, and it's never going to work like that. There will be, not that you need over 5,000 cryptocurrencies, which do exist today, according to CoinMarketCap.com. You don't need that, fine. That's too much. But different cryptocurrencies are going to do different things, and different things are going to get adopted. There will be new standards in place, and so just the maximalist types, to me, it's always just come from a place of pure tribalism, and so that I can't get behind. I just it's completely silly, and that's why I'm so happy to be a part of the XRP community, because we're not here for tribal reasons. We're because think about the Bitcoin maxi types that came in a decade ago, and some of them still around here today. It's an ideology. Down with banks, down with government. Well, not so much in the XRP community. We're more like, reasonable government and banks that are conducting within the rule of law. And then use cases that make sense. That's why we're here. There's an investment opportunity with XRP. Given that's not ideologically driven, you don't see a whole lot of tribalism in the XRP community, and that's one of the reasons fundamentally that our community is just different from my perspective anyway. It's a very good positive. Anyway, last piece here. Jack Dorsey Square awarded patent for real-time crypto to fiat swaps. Financial services and mobile payment company Square thinks it has found a way to turn fiat into crypto in real-time point-of-sale transactions. So how it works? Well, on January 21st, the United States Patent Office awarded Square a patent for a technology that the team argues cracks a present barrier in merchant transactions. And here's a quote: "All cryptocurrencies face the same drawback in that they are not widely accepted. Presently, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are not accepted by most retail merchants or even by most online merchants. And then the piece continues. The team cited a number of drawbacks to current crypto spending. Transactions take a while to process. Minor advances still defy practical timeframes, like buying a hypothetical cup of coffee in a transaction that the blockchain could take hours to record. Doesn't that make you think of Brad Garlinghouse right there? The whole buy a coffee and then it's cold by the time it's paid for, right? I like that. The anonymity of cryptocurrencies exposes merchants to possible criminal activity like money laundering. There's also the purely money angle, as the fluctuation of crypto exchange rates poses a financial risk to business owners. But let's say a consumer purchases that cup of coffee. The technology would receive a request for payment in the consumer's asset of choice while using a privacy coin and approve it for the merchant to get full value in their asset of choice all in real time. Cointelegraph reached out to Square about the technology's possible usage across point-of-sale devices, but a spokesperson declined to confirm a specific pending usage for the newly patented system. And so I'm not against this at all, but one thing I would like to point out, of course, well, two things, really. So this is technology, cryptocurrencies, a technology in search of a problem to solve, which is not good, because as far as spending money wherever you live the world over, the vast majority of humans on this planet are working, the fiat currency is working quite swell at the moment, right? It's just fine here. And so you're trying to replace that when people aren't having friction there. If you want to really change the world, find a serious problem and a real solution for it, like Ripple's doing, because there's so much friction as it pertains to moving money across borders. That makes a ton of sense. But when people are easily buying coffee, like in the United States where I live, for example, try and get them to stop using their United States dollar. So again, a technology in search of a problem, a quote-unquote solution in search of a problem. And then on top of that, this is basically, it sounds to me, and I'm not against this, actually I'm really not, because I'm not ideologically driven. But this seems like the antithesis of what Bitcoin was supposed to work like, because you're talking about a central authority here processing these transactions utilizing crypto. And again, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just pointing it out. But anyway, that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!